Yo, what's happening, folks? It's me, Justin. Check this out. We're gonna make a big website. We're gonna take what we've learned from dumping. I don't even know how many thousand, maybe 120, 130,000 new uh posts on the internet over the last 3-4 weeks or so. And we're gonna piece together what we've learned over that time into, hey, let's make something that's big, bad, and has the potential to either skyrocket or just, you know, chill out. So we all know how it goes, with the current landscape of SEO and niche sites and blah, blah, blah. You spend a bunch of time trying to rank for, these 0 to 10 search volume estimated via tool that doesn't have the most accurate data anyway. And eventually start getting a trickle and you try to make $1,000 a month after like a year. Forget that. I'm going to swear, just not yet. So basically going to throw out, everything we know about SEO and just go stupid with it. That's not true. That's not true. That is major hyperbole. Throwing out most of what we know and just sending it. You know what I mean? We all know all the examples of as far as programmatic SEO goes, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to skip all that. All right. So earlier today, I was gifted a bunch of Starbucks gift cards, and I don't drink Starbucks or anything like that, but I do like cold brew. So I went to Starbucks. I went and I got a pumpkin something or other cold brew, pumpkin cream cold brew. They didn't have Dolce cinnamon syrup, so I had to get the regular stuff. But while I was sitting there, I plotted out. I know you can't see that at all. This next site, right? Because we did the first one, getting gangbuster traffic already. Probably in the first 30 days, it will reach like 300 clicks in the first 30 days from Google. Did the second one, which was, what was that? Yep, that was just trying to figuring some more things out. Like, okay, all right, on a site that was already cooking, and did it a third time. Add a little bit more. As far as, hey, let's try a little bit more. So in this, I'm just going to talk about, basically everything I have written down here, put it in the slides. I'm going to talk about it more. One, for you. So if you want to just read through this or watch this or whatever and get a bunch of ideas and shit, fantastic. There we go. There we swore. And also for me, so as I'm talking it out, I can get more ideas, and in addition to, 3 months from now, I can look back at this and go, okay, yeah, hey, I was on the right path there. Or, man, I can't believe I actually tried to do it that way when there's a much better way. So before moving on the next slide, that's actually a picture of me before I started lifting weights. It's not true. Not true at all. So some tools of the trade. Here's the tools I'm going to be using. Of course, Generate Press. I don't think there's supposed to be a space in there, but I included one. I don't think there's supposed to be a space in any of these tools. Whatever. Generate Press is, of course, the theme I've been using for who knows how long now. After I, just said, I'm tired of trying to find a new theme for every new site. Like, I'm just going to get one. So there's that. Generate Press. It works. Paid. Whatever. Generate Blocks extends the functionality of Generate Press. It's a companion tool. I like it. I actually don't know what it does, to be honest with you. I just bought it and I installed it on every site now. I think it adds a couple kind of cool things. Query loops. That's what it does, which is actually a huge part of this project. Thirsty Affiliates, the pro version, for a number of reasons. I like the reporting functionality. I like the insertion, the random insertion function. There's a lot of cool things I like about it, and it's not that expensive. It's like $50 a year. Whatever. I sprang and I bought WP All Import. Let me close out of that. We don't get any more noties. I sprang and bought the WP All Import because I don't know, at some point over the next, month or two, maybe 3, they're going to move to a subscription as opposed to a lifetime fee. So yeah, I just sprang for the WP import and export combo $300 deal. Boom, it's done. Now it's mine, 5 ever. And also I'm going to use custom post types Not so much like, not at an extreme level, more just to separate the programmatically created pieces from other pieces. And I'll explain more about this soon. Using Jasper AI. I have the boss mode that I've had for I don't know how long, which I'll be using to spin text. So when I do the programmatic pieces, they're not, all the same text, and it's not going to be like the classic like spin tax way where they just like swap out verbs. I ran, or he ran, he jogged, he sprinted, he whatever. No, it's like rewriting the entire sentence so it's completely new, and then it'll pull various it's not really going to pull, but it will create a unique string pulling sentences, and then those sentences will have concatenated text in them from the spreadsheets and all that. That's a whole different topic of discussion. Excel/Sheets. I got both. I have no preference. They're both great in their own way. Of course, that's data sets, CSV files, what have you, XSLX, whatever the format is for Excel nowadays. And then local WP is for testing. That's just an offline version of WordPress. For testing. I make sure that whatever I'm trying to do to the live site, I'm not a developer in that like I have an entire like copy of the site offline, then I just push it, or I don't know how to do all that shit. Basically, that's just for, hey, I wonder if I can do XYZ. I wonder if that works. And I'd go and try it out, and oh, it does. Okay, now I can do it for real. Instead of doing it live, then you got PETA, big old PETA. Those kind of the core components. Of course, there's a bunch of other plugins and things that I'll use, but they're not really pertinent. There's things that I prefer. I'm not going to have any kind of SEO plugin on the site at all. No all-in-one, no rank math, no Yoast, nothing like that. I don't even use it for the sites that I do have them on. Like, I don't sit there and customize meta description for every post. I don't care. That's what it comes down to. That's why I'm getting into programmatic SEO, because I simply don't care. Keyword research. I don't give a fuck about keywords. Pages and posts created. All right, I'm just take it back here real quick. So I was just kind of just pass on. But as far as keywords go, the great thing about programmatic SEO is that you can create 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 500, 300, 100 posts or pages, whatever, in a very short amount of time. And that time would be much better spent just creating those things than trying to find the best thing to create. Because no matter what, I don't, unless you're just posting literally pages with one word on it, you're going to rank. It's just like, it's one of those things where you're going to rank just by the sheer volume. The best dog foods for Chihuahuas, the best dog foods for German Shepherds, the best dog foods for down the line, something's gonna hit. That Mexican hairless dog. I forget the name, Quetzal something or other. Like, you'll rank for that guy. You're going to rank for something. So my keyword research is me using my brain and thinking about, do people that whatever, would they search for something like this? Yeah, they probably would. All right, I'm going to create it. That's my keyword research. Yeah, they probably make that. I don't care about volume. I don't care about difficulty. I don't care about what shows up in the SERPs. I'm just going to make it. And that's that. Here's where my keyword research comes from. My keyword research is going to come from whatever affiliate programs accept me first for this new site. That's my keyword research. So, pages and posts created. I'm going to do it on a per vertical basis. And again, for the first time, per vertical, every vertical, there is no niche for this site. I'm going to be keeping it very broad, we'll figure out where we want to kind of dive in once we get some data to dive into. So a vertical would be, between 5 and 10 products that all actually make sense to fit together. And they go, okay, they're all, they're all MIDI keyboards. I got this Yeah, I have that. I just have that. They're all MIDI keyboards. So I got 5 to 10 MIDI keyboards. That's going to be, oh, that's perfect. This is my example for the rest of the video. MIDI keyboards, right? So I'll have 10 to 20 listicles / more shareable pieces. I'll do a product review for every single product, and then the programmatic pages, whatever those will look like. And then also a ton of query loops. And don't worry, I'm going to talk about all these individually right now. So the listicles / shareables. These are not SEO kind of articles. They're fun pieces. They're probably going to be AI generated, like 1 to 2 cents per word. Like, hey, this is your first job on Upwork. I just want you to write me top 10 MIDI loops or top 10, I don't know, chords for beginner musicians. Boom. So somebody can learn how to play on a piano. Or tips for tips for creating chord progressions. Perfect. This is such a great example. I love it. Shit that, hey, it's probably not going to rank at all, but it's shareable. It's fun. It's cool. And it kind of, if you've ever made a programmatic site, you know that like your blog roll kind of looks like shit when you hit publish, because it's all just the same thing. The where to buy MIDI keyboards, or I don't know, where to buy MIDI keyboards in Akron, Ohio, where to buy MIDI keyboards in Cincinnati, Ohio, where to buy MIDI keyboards in Toledo, Ohio, all those things. I've never even been to Ohio. I keep using Ohio as an example. Cincinnati, another video, Ohio, and this time, whatever. So that ends up clogging up. That's why I'm using custom post types to keep all those separate from the fun pieces, the reviews, things like that. I want to make sure every single post, this is really just goes for all, every single post on the site, one video. I want to have at least one video, especially with, well, I've always included at least one video, but now they're starting to show up in the like Google Search Console that videos, hey, this is kind of important. So at least one video in every post. Probably we'll stick to just one video in every post, and then custom images in all these posts as well. That's going to probably be the bottleneck, is creating images for these posts. Fortunately, I have a VA. Let me write that down. See, this is why I do this. So that way my brain starts working when I'm talking about this. So I want to have, again, custom images for everything. Not, it might be stock images, but I'm going to modify them enough to, not just be a stock image like we have Sharon over here on the right. Throw some text on it, throw the logo, maybe adjust the colors, put a border on it, throw some shapes on it, maybe, create a design and something. They're going to be unique, one of a kind. And they're going to be short, 500 words, 1,000 words, 1,500 words, perhaps. Probably stick in that 500 word range. Reviews, of course, you cannot, like, that's going to be big. Reviews on the site. You know what it is. It's a review. It's the same thing as always. Long form, all that info, everything you need to know. 49 keys, 4 pads, good resistance. They're still nice. It's a review. I don't expect those to rank right away, but eventually, I think in time, if we start getting other posts that do rank, the programmatic ones, I think they have a possibility to push up the review posts, because every single programmatic page will link back to the review of whatever's in those programmatic pages. I'll talk about that more soon. Could be good. Could be good. So the programmatic pages, here we go. That's what we're about. I wrote this actually at the very top of my page here. I said, hey, since we're creating 5, 10, 20,000 pages at once, we can spend time to make them nice. We make them the best they possibly could be. The previous iterations of this, as far as like what I was doing as far as programmatic SEO goes, was I just want to get something out there fast. Go. Learn real quick. I wasn't really caring about quality, and I'm cool enough to admit that. Not cool, but I'm comfortable enough to say like, hey, that was just me learning. That was me trying to figure some things out. If they rank, great. If they make money, even better. Do I expect that? Not really, and that's okay. So programmatic pages, in depth, unique content for every page. Like I said earlier about the Jasper thing, as far as spinning the text. So, not just he ran, he sprinted, he jogged, he galloped. It will take that using the rephrase tool, create a whole new sentence out of it. And I'll do that for every single, I'm not going to say every single, because that's committing to the bit. We'll say more than half of the sentences in those programmatic pages, not, I'll talk about this soon, not the meat, but everything that's on every single page, that will be adjusted for quality, just be the best it possibly can. And in time, I want to have, continually improve the data that I have. I want to continually improve the on-page elements, the charts and graphs and things that can really turn this from just a website into an actual business. Like, oh my God, like I got to hire somebody, not a VA. I need to hire a programmer. I need to hire a developer full time to just keep this thing rolling. Stuff like that. And as far as so I don't know when it's coming up. Whatever, let's talk about now. So the layout, here, I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Let me just scooch this over. Oh, this makes sense. If not, I'll tell you. You see it. So here's kind of the layout of those programmatic pages. I don't know why it's so far ahead, my mistake. But the title, kind of the introduction right here, and then I'll have the first H2, which will kind of introduce, you're starting the meat of the article. That's where the reusable blocks will come in. Right here. Now I can go back. So sit tight. It'll basically be a list of things that look like this. This is not it. This is a stupid mock-up I made in Canva. I have a much better one right here on the paper. I'll have a much better one on the actual website. But it's basically, title as an H3. We'll have a logo on the right-hand side. Up here in a paragraph, probably a little bit lighter, will be like a best for ... why that product is being recommended. Best for pissing off the neighbors, apparently. We'll have the description of the product, and then we'll also, it's not going to be on a separate line down there. I hate how this thing's popping up. It's not going to be a separate line down there. We'll have a link to like the full review somewhere in the description, going back to this page again with all the internal links, because again, programmatic pages create 20,000 internal links back to that one post. If these do well, they might start clicking over there, blah, 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 blah. Again, we're forgetting everything we know about SEO. We don't know about optimization. We're just creating, you know what I mean? So that's on that side. This will be 2/3, and then 1/3 will be kind of the key facts that people want to know. Just, hey, what's the price, the features, the benefits, the limpness, and then the call to action. At first, I was going to have 2 buttons for call to actions, but like, no, that's stupid. Why would I have 2 call to action buttons? That's a call to disaster. So where you have 1 button, this one will just be a text link. If they're reading the whole description, they get to that point, okay, let me go there, and then they read that and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But big old button right there on the right-hand side. Would you look at that? It says subscribe. Anyway, query loops and reusable blocks. Actually, I talked about this right here. So one of the reasons why I'm using reusable blocks for the programmatic pages is because then I can, instead of having to go back and edit, 5,000 posts, I can just edit the reusable block, and that will update across the board. So if there needs to be a platform added, if platform removed, or product, platform, service, whatever, added or removed, if something changes and, I need to edit, something pricing goes up or something crazy, boom, one spot, it's updated across the board, everybody's happy. Yeah, and also, so the thing with WP All Import, which is what I'm using to create these posts from a spreadsheet, is that it uses the classic editor. Even if you don't have the classic editor installed on site, it just it uses it, whatever. The problem with that is you don't get any of the sexy elements, any of the cool blocks that you get using Gutenberg. So I can use the reusable block and just create have the short code in the front or in the classic editor, and then I can have all those sexy elements in that reusable block. Something like the container with the, with the rectangle, and a drop shadow on that, you know what I'm saying, or a border or something with, and then the buttons and all that kind of stuff in there. So that's my workaround, and it works. It serves a dual purpose. And then, yes, so query loops, that's something I just started experimenting with. I've kind of tinkered with them before, but nothing on a serious level. But I think what I'm going to do, and I need to again use my local WP to verify. I think I might try to use the query loops to do internal linking, right? This is going to be really hard to explain, but bear with me. So with the custom post types, I think I'm going to add for the programmatic pages a third taxonomy. So it'll be categories, tags, and then a third one. And what I can do is, let's see. So if I was doing something like something that had to do with cities and states, right? I could have at the end of whatever, Akron, Ohio's post about whatever, at the end say, again, this is entirely for internal linking. This is not for the user to use it all. It wouldn't make sense for them to use it, I don't think, anyway. But at the end, it'd be like, oh, services nearby in, or other cities in Ohio. And then I'd have to verify whether it's a static list or it's a dynamic list of 10 cities in Ohio with their service list. You know what I mean? It'd be linking to them, even though, again, it's just virtually the same page with some slight, the text would be different. But I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's the same page. Until, again, we'll talk about the monetization. Monetization's at the end. We'll talk about that soon. But that's what I'm thinking as far as query loops for internal linking. There's a few other uses I've thought about, but nothing really worth mentioning. Doing like the state pages and just pulling all those, doing or not, depending on whatever the thing is, the state. Maybe this would be a big one, but services in city pages, and just have the query loop of every service page, and then onward. Of course, yeah, there's kind of the layout. So again, title, introduction, first H2, because then I can reusable block right there. More information down there, buyer's guides, how it works, more information, depending on what the actual vertical is. We'll have just a boatload of information there. Again, kind of spun up in a way, so it's all unique, good shit at the end there. And then the query loop to pull similar posts. And that's just, this picture is from my first programmatic site that was launched on the 12th or 13th of October, less than a month ago. And it's already, getting 30 or 25 or so clicks a day. Yeah, and this isn't even like the full data for these 2 days, because you see it was last updated 14 hours ago. So doing all right there. Anyway, we don't really talk about examples. I think you guys got explained enough. Tips and tricks, reviews, and then the programmatically created pages. Money. So first and foremost, affiliate. That's coming first. Redundancy. And then the order of which I will kind of order the services on the page will be, of course, recurring first, because why wouldn't you want recurring revenue? That's the best. Followed by purchases, which is equal to PPL or pay per lead, with priority being single opt-in over double opt-in for email registration. Single opt-in, they just have to enter their email. Double opt-in, they have to go and confirm in their inbox. And this isn't hard set. If there's one recurring thing that's $10 a month commission, the purchase is $250 commission. It's like, all right, which one's really going to be better for me? But that's kind of the general guideline I'll follow. And then, depending on how things go, display ads, perhaps, if I feel like it, probably. We'll see. Yeah, it might have display ads on there. I don't know. AdSense, Ezoic, whatever. I don't think a site like this would be. Well, I don't know. We'll probably have display ads, just to kind of have that baseline, assuming it doesn't like reduce EPC, earnings per click. Yeah, that's what you do for affiliate. You don't do RPMs or anything like that. EPC. And then sponsored part of the post. So this is why the H2 is outside here, because I can do a query loop to it, and also an element for a query loop, which is elements or generate presses, kind of, like dynamic insertion into content. And that's a whole nother video. Basically, you can set it so you can have a thing, a block, a text, whatever, call to action, a button, and you can set it up so it'd be like insert this, anything that's category dogs and in the city Ohio, and then I could put something so somebody could, hey, we want to be on top of the list, we'll pay you, or I'll say, you're going to pay me $1,000 a month or whatever case is, and you'll be at the top. And then anybody that goes to anything in Ohio, they'll see your brand first. And I can do that. So it's right below the first H2, right above the reusable block. That element's inserted, boom, and now they're the very top, and they, can get some hot leads or whatever. So sponsored part of posts. Again, I don't know. That's kind of up in the air. I don't know if that'll happen soon. It'd be cool if it does, get some consistency going. But that's kind of it. Other shit. Yeah, I'm not going to collect emails. I'm not doing social media. I'm not going to do push notifications. I'm not going to eat my vegetables. I'm not going to use my blinker, and I'm not saying excuse me. Yeah, I'm going to stick to just, hey, we're going to put it out there. We're going to, the people come on, they find what they need, and they get the fuck off. There's going to be too much that's going to be going on for emails to even make sense. I'd have to create an unfathomable amount of lists and drip sequences and all kinds of stuff. This is a pure like content, affiliate, display ad, perhaps. Like, we're just gotta send it. More people. Again, there's too much. There'll be too much going on that it wouldn't make sense to try to segment people in a way that, so they get the messaging that they want. I think that's it. Whoo! That's it. I put this down now. So that's what I have. Again, I think what's going to lead this charge is whatever affiliate program comes on board first. I'm using a few different networks. Share a Sale, Impact, Flex Offers. There's a few. I have no like affinity towards one or the other, but basically it's like, hey, who's going to accept this site being what it is first? So kind of like a chicken or the egg situation where I don't know what content to create first and then who's going to accept first, or maybe I should kind of just try to target one kind of service or industry or product first. Decisions that need to be made. It's 11:15 at night. I gotta go to the bar.